This is Egerton Ryerson. He has his own statue. He has a university named after him, but he also played a pivotal role in a very dark moment in Canadian history. Tonight, the latest in a controversy over on campus over whether this statue should be removed and whether Ryerson should have to change its name.
Egerton Ryerson was one of the founding fathers of the residential schools.
Phyllis McKenna is an Indigenous student at Ryerson. She and others say this statue of Egerton Ryerson is a painful reminder and needs to come down.
They decided that no Indigenous person should have an education over grade 3 and that we should be trained to become servants and farmers.
Egerton Ryerson was a Methodist minister, educator, and politician back in the 1800s. He's also considered the architect of the residential school program, a devastating policy that resulted in some 150,000 Indigenous children being removed from their communities and stripped of their culture. The Ryerson Student Union has sparked a wave of controversy by issuing these demands. Remove the statue, create an Indigenous-only space, that there be mandatory Indigenous content in all programs, and that there be a change to the name of Ryerson University. Hundreds have responded on the Student Union Facebook page. So you want all Ryerson alumni, including me, to have a degree with an institutional name that no longer exists? To lessen the credibility of so many students' degrees, only to serve your personal vendetta against a deceased historical figure? As an Aboriginal Canadian and Ryerson student, I think removing the statue is stupid. We're supposed to remember and make sure things like these never happen again, not erase our history. Are you surprised by the backlash?
I think I'll say the same thing I said. I wish to not receive such a backlash, and I wish to see kind of our work being supported in support of Indigenous students. However, I can't say I'm surprised. Every time marginalized communities stand up and ask for change, there's always a backlash. If there was no backlash, then there would be no need to request for that change because society would already be doing it.
Well, it turns out the demands posted by the Student Union were not sanctioned by the entire union board, only the president and the vice president of equity.
It's just two of the executives who have made this decision, and none of us, the other 3 execs, were not consulted before this campaign was launched, and the board members did not even know about this.
Ali says he and other union members have been bombarded by angry calls and emails, even threats. There have been similar controversies on and off campuses around the world. At Queen Mary University in the UK, a stone honoring King Leopold II was removed because he was a genocidal colonialist. A Christopher Columbus statue was removed from a campus in Malibu. In New Orleans, Confederate monuments of General Robert E. Lee have been removed. Ryerson's Student Union president stands by this controversial campaign. Do you worry in any way that by removing this statue or changing the name of Ryerson, that in a way you're erasing history and you're losing an opportunity to educate if you just wipe this clean?
I don't think we're erasing history. I think that it's very easy for people to search up who Egerton Ryerson is. I think it's very easy for these conversations to still happen. I don't think that just by getting rid of the statue or changing the name, we're all of a sudden stopping the conversation.
All right, so this is a news release out late this afternoon by the Ryerson Students Union. It was signed by the majority of the 42 members on the board. They are calling for there to be an emergency meeting on July 19th to re-examine the student union's position on the statue as well as the name of Ryerson University.